got here. I don't know if you guys noticed this. Now you can see her in the brand new music video for her single, Catch Me If You Can. Please welcome to the stage, Jacqueline Emerson. Alrighty. You may recognize her from her first starring role in The Orphan. Please put your hands together for Isabelle Fuhrman. And last but not least, he hails from Kentucky and was most recently seen, do I even need to finish this? Welcome to Chicago, Josh Hutcherson. I would start talking, I can't even hear myself.
I can't hear you either.
I can't hear anything. So why don't you guys get it out of your system? Okay. All right, guys. So, first of all, I have to say, welcome to Chicago.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. You're welcome. So, Josh, I spoke to you this morning over the phone.
Yes.
You can check out the interview on B96.com, by the way. And you had said that you hadn't been to Chicago in a while. What about all you guys? Have you been to the city before?
Yeah, I've been here a couple of times. I absolutely love it. It's beautiful, and everyone is so nice. It's great.
The food, you have to try the food.
I know, the food is
Pizza is
fantastic.
pizza. That's what it's all about.
The Cheetos
Chicago
pizza,
style.
right?
Yeah, that's the best.
So, Josh, if you wouldn't mind, guys, you have to hear this story that Josh told me this morning. Would you mind telling the story about the crazy Chicago fan that showed up to your house? This is a great story. I know some of you guys in here are crazy, but this tops them. She might be here today,
It was pretty wild. I was back in Kentucky for the holidays, and it was actually the day after Christmas, and I was having Christmas dinner with my grandparents and stuff like that, and
Oh my God.
I'm a ninja.
Oh my God, look at
I didn't just die. That was epic.
Wow. You got strong.
Are you okay?
Are you okay?
But it's because, you know, all the flower
All
throwing.
the bow and arrow, exactly.
But anyway, so I was back in Kentucky, and at this point, I don't even think it's worth
He's
it.
a beast. Look at
Yeah.
that. Okay.
Don't worry about it. So I was back in Kentucky. This chair does not want me to tell this story, but I'm going to anyways.
Maybe not, yeah.
And my doorbell rang, and I went and got the doorbell. It was right after we got done eating. And there was a mom there with her two girls, and they started screaming and crying and everything. And they had like PETA shirts and clothes and cell phone covers and all this kind of stuff. And that was crazy. I just in my home in Kentucky, and they were like, "Well, we watched you in your window eat dinner, and when you were finished eating dinner, we rang your doorbell." I was like, "Oh, so they're like polite stalkers." So that's nice.
Very nice, right? Polite stalkers. So I have a bunch of your questions here, you guys. I'm going to ask your questions. I went through them already. They're really good. You guys have some great fans. They ask some really good questions. So you guys make my job easy. So I'm just going to go through these, and we'll go through them one by one. This is from Mary from Michigan. She's wondering, did you guys read the books before doing the movie?
Oh yeah, definitely. I've read the series itself 9 times and the first book 13 times. So.
You're kidding.
I am serious. I am completely serious. I am probably one of the biggest fans of the Hunger Games. I mean, aside from you guys, because you guys are nuts. It's awesome. I love you guys. Yeah, the Hunger Games was actually assigned as the all-school read for my school, so everybody read it, and I became obsessed, and I'm a huge fan, so I'm out right there with you guys. Can't wait.
Josh, I'm assuming you did too.
I did. Yes, I did.
Of course. Okay. Now this is for all of you guys. How are all of you like your characters?
Take it away, please.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I guess that if I was ever in the games, I would kind of approach it from like a fox face standpoint. I would definitely look at it more analytically and not kill anybody. I don't really know. But yeah, I guess that's how I'm similar.
Okay. What about you,
Yeah,
Josh?
you know, when I first read The Hunger Games, I immediately was very much connecting with PETA. You know, I was actually to the point when I actually got to meet Suzanne Collins for the first time. I asked her how she was able to write a book based on me, because I literally felt like so much of who I am as a person, so much of what I believe in is PETA. You know, his belief that no matter what circumstances you're faced with or what kind of adversity you're faced with, you need to maintain who you are as a person and not just become a piece in somebody else's game, and that's entirely what I believe. So I'm a lot like PETA.
And from what I understand, too, you were a no-brainer for the role. They had nobody else in mind. They wanted you. So,
That's
I'm just
awesome.
saying.
That's
I'm
cool.
just saying.
I didn't know that. I was fighting my hardest to get the part. I was like, oh my God, I'm not going to get it. I'm not going to get it. I was dying.
The rest is history, right?
sorry.
Go ahead.
Whoa, that was loud. For me, I would definitely say that I am nothing like her, except we have the same feisty quality, so that's about it.
Very good. All right, the next one is from, I believe you say it, Madho. It says, what is your real-life skill that you would perform in front of the game makers if you were going into the Hunger Games? That's a good one.
Well, I played a lot of soccer in high school. That's kind of was my main sport. So I feel like my running abilities are higher. So I try to run really fast and just be like, that was good, right? And hope I get a good score.
I like that, okay.
I've actually taken self-defense in my high school, and so I'd probably ask someone to attack me, and then I'd beat them up.
I tried to attack her. I tried to attack her on the bus.
I was like, heel palm!
And she was like, heel palm, axe kick, bam. I was
I'm
terrified.
fierce. What can I say?
Pre-Hunger Games training, before I got the part, I would definitely say camouflage because I like painting, but post-Hunger Games training, I could throw knives, so why not?
Throw knives?
Yeah. I learned for the movie, which was a fantastic experience.
I'm gonna be sure to not go near you if you get mad and are in a kitchen. So, I love this. This is for you, Josh, or a PETA question.
Okay.
I know, right? I love this one. So, PETA knows how to cook. Josh, are you a cook in real life?
Yeah, actually, I can cook. I've baked a few loaves of bread in my day. I've also I can bake a really good apple pie. It's like a French apple pie with a little sugary crumble business on top. It's pretty tasty. But I'm more of a grill kind of guy, like burgers and chicken and barbecue, more Kentucky style.
I bet there's a lot of girls in here who would like you to cook for them, right?
I'm gonna cook for you guys.
Yes. Just a yes. All right, this is from Jacob from Chicago. What were your feelings the first time you stepped on the set?
Oh, well, I was so nervous, and yet, oh, there goes my water. Completely
mess up here.
excited. He's so charming. I was so excited because, we were filming a scene that I really loved, and we were all on the pedestals. It was like right before the bloodbath, and so to be there filming such an iconic scene on my first day of a book that I was such a huge fan of, I got to see the whole thing come alive, like right in front of me, and that was crazy.
First day on set for me was kind of a surreal experience because, as you said, we were shooting the cornucopia, and you read about it in the books and you kind of imagine it, and we showed up on set, and I imagined the shock on my face because it was just exactly how I imagined it. So I'm excited for everyone to see, and of course I was nervous my first day, but who isn't,
I was so nervous. It was one of those things. It was one of those things too where, getting this job meant like the world to me, and I never wanted the part more my entire life, and it was one of those things where I was like, if I didn't get it, I didn't know what I was gonna do. I don't even know what that means, but so basically when all this happened, I didn't really believe it. So my first day of shooting was actually the scene where I tossed the bread to Katniss. So it was very surreal for me because I was standing there. They had like the rain machine going. I had a burnt loaf of bread in my hands. I had the apron on, and I look over and there's Jennifer as Katniss sitting underneath this tree, and I was like, oh my God, this is the Hunger Games. Like, this is actually happening, and it was amazing. It was like the best way to start off the whole shoot.
So, Let me ask you guys this. Did you expect all of this madness going into this film? Is this what you expected?
I knew that there was a huge fan base behind it, but I didn't expect it to be like this. This is amazing. And you guys are so lively and enthusiastic. I love it.
This is awesome.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, never in a million years did I think that being from Union, Kentucky, which has 10,000 people in it, would I be in front of this many thousand people, you know, screaming, and it's very cool. It means a lot to me.
I mean, I think it's safe to say your guys' lives are going to be changed for a very long time to come after doing this and after this movie comes out. Are you prepared for that? Are you ready?
It's a day-by-day kind of thing with me. I mean, you know, I think that, like PETA, I believe in, you know, not changing based on your circumstances. So, you know, as my life may get different and things may be not what they are now, you know, I still want to do what I want to do and just be the creator of my own life.
Good answer. Good answer. Okay, this is from Daniel from Glendale Heights, who's probably somewhere out there. What was it like seeing the arena for the first time in person?
It was crazy because we were actually shooting in woods that had not been touched by anything or anyone. So there were actual bears and turkeys and live animals in the bush and bugs everywhere. Bug spray was like a definite must every day on set. And I think it's very true to the book because where we were was so isolated, just like it is in the story.
Yeah, when I saw the arena for the first time, you know, they actually had like a giant field. And I remember thinking like, oh my God, this is real. It was crazy.
That must have been nuts. So this is for all of you guys from Megan Johnson. Do you feel as if you would ever volunteer as a tribute for someone in the Hunger Games? And if so, who would you volunteer for?
Yeah, 100%. I have a younger brother, so just like Katniss, if my little brother was chosen to go in, it's an absolute no-brainer. Just like Katniss does. It's not even like, you don't even, she just like, I volunteer. Like it would just like spill out of your mouth, and I would do the same thing for any of my family.
My older sister, yeah.
My younger sisters.
So family,
The siblings,
course,
man. The
right?
siblings get
Definitely
it.
the siblings.
Of course,
I might be
of course.
biased, but hopefully I wouldn't.
So this is from Sarah from Downers Grove. She's wondering, did you learn anything about yourselves on set?
You know, for me, I think it just kind of goes back to what I've been saying, because I'm a broken record, which is, you know, being true to yourself. And I think that PETA embodies that in so many ways, and his bravery. And I don't know, for me, I think that PETA took a long time to tell Katniss that he loved her, obviously. So, you know, if anything, maybe I learned that you need to be a little more forthcoming with your emotions and not hide it back for 11 years or however long he's been holding it in.
Now, let me ask you this. What did you guys sort of do on your off time, on your downtime on set? What kinds of things did you do? Did you get close? Did you play games, other games? What did you guys do?
We had a lot of movie parties. We would go
Yes.
see movies. We would have dinner parties. I mean, we hung out every day after set. It would just be like, okay, what are we doing tonight, you know? It was a very bonding experience.
Yeah, we had a lot of potlucks over at the place that I was staying at, and people would, Jack and Dio, and all the cast would bring meat and steaks, and I would cook it for everyone, and we would play music and just kind of jam out on the guitar, and it was just, yeah, a bonding experience, especially even with training too, so.
Yeah.
My goal was to sleep as much as possible. The Hunger Games are very tiring, so as much sleep as you can get, you're better off.
Do you guys want to do any sort of performance right now for everybody? I put you on the spot.
We talked about maybe doing a demonstration because she's trained in like self-defense. I was gonna like try to attack her and she's gonna. I mean,
I'll leave it up to you
I don't
guys.
think you all would fancy seeing Josh's face like smashed. I'm not
it's
gonna.
true. She
I
would
don't
destroy
fancy
me.
dying.
She would destroy me.
Well, I'll leave it up to you guys if you want to do any sort of demonstration. We still have a little time. So, this is from Pam, Kate, and Courtney from South Milwaukee. They're wondering, what is it like having your face on shirts, books, and posters? Like I see several over here. Is it overwhelming?
Extremely. It's extremely overwhelming. Like I was saying earlier about just being here in front of all these people, it's something I never would have dreamed of happening. And the fact that it is just, it's extremely surreal. It's weird because I see it, but I don't believe it. I'm like, no, that's not me. It is, but it's not. You know, I don't know. It's weird. It's weird.
I even see a couple, will you go to prom with me? Oh yeah, there's one up there.
Prom, yeah.
a couple of those. What about for you guys?
Oh, I mean, it's totally surreal. He said it all. I keep thinking, like, am I really here? Like, I need to pinch myself. I'm completely dreaming. I'm so happy. I feel so lucky. You guys are amazing. I'm so happy you all came out.
What about you, Isabel?
I'm still taking it in. I'm like looking around like, really? Is this going on? I'm expecting to wake up and be on the plane on the way here, you know?
Now, what about this question's from Mary from Michigan. What was your favorite costume that you wore in the film?
Mine was not the chariot costume. It was extremely tight and not very comfortable. So, okay, I see. Honestly, I think it was probably the wardrobe that I got to wear in the games because it was very practical, very useful, except for the fact that in the books, like these jackets have like technology that when it's hot, it makes you colder. When it's cooler, it makes you warmer. But with like jacket technology we have today, jackets just make you hotter. So when you're running around in the woods and it's 100 degrees, you're wearing a jacket that makes you even hotter. So it was extremely warm.
I would imagine. What about you,
I
Jacqueline?
have to agree. I wanted to just laze around all day in my arena outfit. It was so comfortable, except on the running days, I was just, give me a water bottle, I'm so hot.
Yeah, I heard it got up to 100 degrees on
It
set.
did on some
Plus, yeah,
days. And
yeah.
when we were shooting cornucopia scenes, those pedestals were like attracting heat.
Radiating.
And we would be sitting on them and we would feel like our skin radiating heat. And you could probably crack an egg on one of those things and could have cooked it.
Easily.
Oh my God.
Yeah, what about you, Isabel? Do you have a favorite costume?
I think the arena outfit was the most practical and comfortable, but I really liked the parade
What was your
outfit.
chariot? What was yours? I can't remember.
Yeah, it was like a golden armor.
Oh
so
yeah, you and Xander were both
Me
like.
and Xander, who plays Kato, we got to wear this awesome golden armor. So I'm excited for you guys to see it. It was beautiful. Not the most comfortable thing, but it was awesome.
Cool. All right, so this is from Kendall, from Batavia. What was your favorite scene to film?
The feast scene with Jennifer.
I think mine was probably the cave scene. I think. For me, like reading that as a reader, I was really excited to see Peeta finally say that he loved Katniss to her, and so to kind of finally get to have that relationship sort of come to existence was nice, and the kiss was lovely. Jennifer's incredible.
Of course.
So, yeah.
Of course.
Exactly.
Not too shabby. Sure.
I think I liked all the stuff we filmed in the training center because they built the entire training center. So every day it was just like coming in and playing on this huge, awesome, futuristic jungle gym. And my death scene was also awesome, but
The death scene, you like that one?
it was fun. It was fun.
I think that was my best day too. I know. Oddly enough.
That looks so brutal in the movie. When you get killed in the movie, it's awesome.
Really?
Like, you're like, bam, dead. It was
Really?
Yeah, it's impressive.
I can't wait to see it
Yeah,
now.
What is
You
it
did
like?
well.
No.
Bam,
Bam,
dead.
dead.
Bam, dead.
Got
Bam
it.
dead.
Okay.
Exactly.
Bam dead. Okay.
And Dio's all like intense.
Okay, now this is from Alex from Buffalo Grove. What is the best part about working with this cast?
I have a friend that lives in Buffalo Grove.
Do
That's
you
cool.
really?
Buffalo Grove, right on.
The BG.
Sorry, what was the question?
The question is, what is the best part of working with this cast?
Oh, geez, everything. I mean, the whole cast from literally the very top to the very bottom, everyone was perfectly cast, first of all. On top of that, everyone was just really fun and wanted to make a great movie. Every single person on the movie, all the electricians, grips, director, everybody is obsessed with the books as well. So we were all there because we love the material. But it was just a blast. I mean, with a movie that has such intense kind of subject matter and themes and whatnot, it was really good to have a fun environment on set so you can kind of step away from that and just be able to relax.
It was amazing to be surrounded by such talented actors and actresses. I felt like I learned so much each day. It was crazy. It was such a learning experience.
Yeah, we became wow. As I said
Oh no!
I'm destined to stand.
You got too strong here.
So there we
You
go.
got too strong. Do you want to take my chair?
No.
Are you sure?
100%.
You're gonna stand? Okay.
I'll manage.
Okay.
I'll manage. These guys have been standing for like hours. I can stand for a few minutes. I'll be fine. I'll be totally fine.
Okay. Now, as we were just talking about the cast, what about, you have, Lenny Kravitz, who you guys work with. What was it like? And of course, Jennifer Lawrence. What are these guys like?
Well, Lenny is one of the sweetest people I have ever met, and Jennifer has the best sense of humor, I think.
She's hilarious.
She would crack a joke right before Gary would call action, and we'd all be like trying not to laugh, and it's impossible.
It's true. Yeah, the cast was incredible. Like I was saying, there was one time I remember we were shooting in the apartment scene before we go into the games, and it was in between one of the setups or something, and myself, Lenny Kravitz, and Woody Harrelson were all sitting on the couch. We weren't talking, but we were listening to Bob Marley on somebody's iPhone. And we're just kind of sitting there like nodding our head. I look over and I see like Lenny Kravitz and Woody Harrelson nodding their heads in sync with me, and I was seriously like, all right, this is very cool. Like, somebody tell me this is not real life. It was pretty cool.
Now, speaking of Lenny Kravitz, of course, musician. What do you guys listen to? Of course, me being from a radio station, I'm always curious. What music are you guys listening to right now?
I'm obsessed with Adele. I think she's so good. She's amazing. Oh my God, I love her music. I'll be driving home from school and someone like you will come on, and I'll be sitting there like, like getting really into it.
It doesn't make you depressed?
No.
Okay.
Well, yeah, sort of, but I still love singing it, so.
What about you, Josh?
I listen to literally everything. From top 40, like Drake and Rihanna to, like right now I'm kind of obsessed with like this band called Fleet Foxes and the Broken Bells, so kind of more like indie rock. But I also listen to like Portishead and some dubstep. Like I listen to everything, so I'm all over the place.
Love it, dubstep.
And like 60s rock too, like the Doors, or like Led Zeppelin. Like that's rocking too.
I agree with Josh. I definitely have a very diverse iPod, but right now my favorite is, you guys probably won't even know, Ed Sheeran. His album Plus is my favorite. I listen to it on repeat.
Cool, very good. So this one is for Josh, for PETA. What drew you to the complicated character?
Oh man, I think when I read the book, like I was saying earlier, it resonated so much within me about like who PETA was as a person. And that was the biggest draw for me. On top of that, over the course of the books, as an actor, like PETA gets to go through some amazing stuff. And when it turns in the third book and it becomes much darker, as an actor, it's really cool. You don't often get to play a character that gets to have such a big arc throughout the stories. So for me, that was a really big draw to the character.
Now this is from Lori from Bloomingdale. Do you guys have a favorite memory from being on the set?
My favorite memory was probably when we had one of those potlucks and Alexander was playing his guitar, and this was, I think, at the end of the first week of shooting, and I was kind of looking around and I was like, this is real. This is actually happening to me, and I think that was probably my favorite memory.
Yeah, I just loved jamming with everybody on set, and we would play Frisbee. There were so many moments where I would sit there and go, like, am I actually making this movie?
That was great.
I saw you nod your head with the Frisbee.
The Frisbee is very fun.
Yeah.
My favorite, that's like so hard to pick a favorite memory, because there's so many. I think
We have
one time,
time.
honestly, one of my favorites was just before we even started shooting, we were doing pre-production. It was me, Jen, and Liam, and we all decided we want to go to Walmart. So we just went to Walmart like in the middle of the day, just bored. And that was just like a good memory. We were walking up, and I think at the time, Liam's older brother, Chris Hemsworth, was Thor, and they had like the Thor toys out. So I made Liam take a picture like holding the hammer, like a little Thor hammer. But it was just always hanging out with
Did you end up buying it?
No, he wouldn't buy it. There's no way, he wouldn't buy it.
You tell the best story. Doesn't Josh have really good stories? He always has a story for everything. I love it.
Thank you.
A lot of good stories. Okay. What was the hardest scene for you guys to film in the movie? The hardest scene, that's from Tiara from Naperville.
The hardest scene for me was the same as my most look forward to scene, which was the feast scene, because it's a scene where you really get to know who Clove is, and I did a lot of physical preparation. I had a week of stunt training for that, and I did all my own stunts in it, and yeah. And then there was a lot of emotional depth to that scene where you kind of realize how nuts Clove really is, and I had a great discussion with Gary about it before we shot it, and I felt like that was probably the most challenging, but best day by far.
I don't know if this would be scariest, but I was most nervous for my scene with Stanley Tucci, the interview scene, because I love him and I'm such a huge fan. I was terrified, but he was so cool and really put me at ease. And it was probably the most fun I had filming. It was such a great time.
The hardest scene?
Yeah.
Man. I think, honestly, the fight that we shot with Peeta, Katniss, and Kato at the end, that was really tough because we spent about 3 days shooting that whole fight sequence, and it was extremely hot out. The choreography was pretty intense, and it was very, very physical. And in the end, when I'm getting choked by Kato, it was pretty tough. And like he was kind of choking me for real a little bit, so I was actually kind of starting to die slightly, but it added to the performance, I think.
It was very real, right?
Yeah, Jennifer one time kicked me in the head and gave me a concussion, which is kind of crazy. Accidentally. One day we were just hanging out on set, and she was like, hey, I can kick over top of your head. I'm like, no, you can't. That's not possible. So she goes, bam, and literally just like kicks me right in the temple, and I fall down. I see sparks. I'm like trying to figure out what's happening, and then like my pupils are all dilated, or they weren't like doing what they're supposed to do, and I was confused. So yeah, it sucked.
Oh my God, but you're okay, right? You're okay,
I have
yeah.
some long-term memory loss problem.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm completely fine. Totally fine. Jennifer felt horrible. She was like crying. She was like, I'm so sorry. I'm so. She's like, you can kick me in the head. I'm like, Jennifer, I don't need to kick you in the head. I'll be all right. Accidents happen.
And I just want to thank you guys for stopping by the Windy City. It was literally very windy today when you stopped by, so you really got to see what it was like today. So thank you guys so much for coming.
Yeah, no, thank you guys. It means,
Yeah.
it
Thanks
Thanks for
seriously,
coming out.
like, means the world to all of us for you guys to come out like this and show your support for the movie and the books. And I'm really excited for everybody to finally see it because it's really good. I like it.
All right, and thank you guys for all your awesome questions. You guys
Thanks
were
for
awesome
coming.
too.
Thank you guys
Thanks,
so
guys.
much.
I'll see you later. I'll see you guys.
Thanks, you guys.